lovelies. Or I should say, good early morning. Here it is right now around 4:30 in the morning. I have been up for about an hour plotting and planning my day. I am going to pressure can some curry, and I'm going to pickle some beets. Definitely pickling beets today. I might not get to the curry. The curry is a recan. I have 2 big restaurant-sized bags or buffet bags, whatever, that came frozen. I just need to recan them in smaller jars, not these big giant bags. But that's not what this is about. This is about beets. So I have some beets like this, some beets like this. Isn't it cute? Some like that. So I have almost 10 pounds now that I think about it. See, 8 and 8. See, 4 and 4, 5, 9, about 9.5 pounds. That's what I really have of beets. So I'm going to get these cleaned up, and then I'm going to get them in the pot boiling so I can slip off their skins, and then cut them, and then pack my jars, and watch YouTube videos of different people pickling beets, and pick the pickling recipe that I like best, water bath or pressure can, I don't know. I've seen a couple of videos. One was water bath, one was pressure can. I'm going to see what works for me. I love pickled beets. I'm so thrilled I got these. All right. I'm not going to bore you with cleaning. I'm not going to bore you with the boiling. I'm not going to bore you with the cutting up and putting in jars. So, stay tuned. Little interruptus. Okay. They have boiled, and they are done much quicker than I thought they would be. So, I have our cutting board that's about to be dyed pretty colors. I have a bowl here that I'm going to be putting our cut beets into, and I am just going to move these things. So, put on some gloves. My hands are wet. Don't mind, my hands are wet. Not even damp. What freaking go on? I don't want to dye my hands. I really don't. I mean, I don't have nail polish on. It's not going to affect my nails, but my fingers. I don't want my fingers. But if I can't get these gloves on nicely, I'm not going to bother. I will just have colored fingers. Okay. Now, I'm going to get a dark dish towel to throw the skins and... Okay. The skins and the ends of my beets onto. This is annoying. You know what? Fudge it. Just fudge it. Dark one. There we go. Because everything's going to get dyed. So, screw the gloves. We're going to be pretty colors. Alright. So, from what I've watched, go watch some videos too. You cut off the root part. Get off. And you cut off the top. And look at that. Ta-da! All right. Top, root. Get off my finger. Yeah, probably should have just waited more in gloves. Oh well. They were getting on my ever-loving nerves. See if I can find one of these really tiny ones. And see like how overcooked. Look at this little thing. It's just so itty bitty. It still feels pretty firm. It doesn't feel like mush. Oh, look how cute. All right, time to fast forward. Forward real quick. I pulled these out of the boiling pot and put them in a bowl of cold water. And I'm getting down to the end of the bowl here. And I'm noticing that as soon as I pick them up and try to hold on to them, the tops are snapping right off. Like, completely off. And I feel and I touch the top and it's tender. It's not, you know, rough like the skin would feel. And then the root end is just... see if I can get some more lighting for you. Brighten it up for you a bit, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Now these aren't really huge, of course. I mean, they're pretty small, but and that one just the whole skin came off. And then when I grab the bottom, little tail comes off, and it's just perfect. Top just and skin sticking through. See, this is slightly bigger, but you can already see the skin's peeling off. Top just came right off, and the tail just easily just falls off. I don't know if that's normal. They don't feel mushy. They don't feel overcooked. I don't know if it's the kind of beet. I have no idea what kind of beet. They weren't labeled kind of beet. Just know they're not the golden beet. But the longer it seemed to sit in the bowl of cold water, the less I need my knife, and the easier this is getting. Yeah, soft. I'm going to can it up, because I feel like that's less waste. And my sweetheart and I love pickled beets. The skins are sticking to my hands like you would not believe. So I just keep dipping my hands periodically into the bowl of water that I have the beets cooling off in. Okay. This is that one little beet that already had the top cut off, and it feels a little rough. Not in the mood. Alright, so I'm going to cut these up to fit in my jars, get the pickling brine going. I got to empty the pot that had boiled the beets, because it's my water bath cleaning pot. It's the only thing I have big enough. So I need to dump that out, get it clean, get it ready, get it going for pickling beets. So yeah, I got many things going on at the moment. So that's my little focus. That is my pile of scraps. My hand's on the counter, so you can see how tall it is. Here's my big bowl of beautiful peeled beets. We got our lids, big red pot for pickling. I gotta clean that sucker. And also, I need to clean off my phone, the camera. I need to clean it off. You're covered in beet juice. Be back soon. Hello again. It's been a few hours. I don't know if you can tell, it's a lot brighter in here. It is going on 8 a.m. I had to, why is the coffee grounds at? I had to stop, take a break, sit down. Then I decided a hot shower would help because I was really starting to hurt and shake. And I didn't think I could can these beets sitting on my walker. I just didn't feel I would be tall enough to get them safely in the water bath canner without hurting myself. So what I have yet to do is cut the beets to fit the jars. Just poured myself another cup of coffee. If you didn't know, I drink a lot of coffee. Oh, you just had to come see me a little closer, didn't you? Let me move some spices here. I am, you know, if you saw my intro video, I have a rare progressive neurological condition. Along with that came separate narcolepsy. I don't have the greatest, healthiest sleeping patterns. I do take medication. It is part of my care under my neurologists. I have 3. So what I have not done, I have not cut the beets to fit in the jars. The jars are still in my oven. I did not turn that off. I turned off the water canner. I got my brine going before I sat down and just turned it on because it needed to boil. I will share the recipe that I did. Can't think of it off the top of my head. There's vinegar, cider vinegar, beet juice, sugar, salt, pepper, and I'm pretty sure that's it. But I wrote it down, so I will share what I did. So I'm gonna bring you down and we're gonna do the jars. I'm gonna try and find a good spot for you, and then while I'm doing the jars, you are gonna be on fast forward. I'm gonna try to put you on fast forward because even though I'll still be talking probably somewhat, do you really want to be bored out of your gourd with me rambling on? Doubtful. So I'm trying to figure out the best excuse me, setup. I have to check something. Both my aprons need to be washed, so we're doing this without an apron. So maybe the white stripes of my black and white striped shirt might get dyed a little pinkish purplish. Do I really care that much? Today? No. I'm tired and I'm hurting. I'm really debating on bringing my walker over here to do the beets and then standing to put them in the water canner. Alright, I may move you around a little bit. I don't know. I pulled my walker over. Make sure the brakes are on real good. I have my debubbler. I have my cake tester release that I use for debubbling. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I have that. Did I get a funnel? Was I smart and grabbed the funnel? No, Pixie was not smart and did not grab a funnel. I have my magnet for my lids because they boiled in some water. Do I have a funnel? I do. I have a funnel with the strainer. I forgot. I washed this up. I have not put away the dishes yet. It's been one of those, last couple of days have been kind of rough for me. So we are going to, these jars are hot. I have one of my favorite towels. Do not care if it gets stained. Really do not care. I have my rings on my coat hanger. I have to share with you that. That is something I saw a YouTuber talk about. She took a coat hanger, she unbent it, bent it, rebent it, taped off the sharp edge here. I folded this over. I don't know if she did, I don't remember. I think she did, and then she taped this all together. But I keep this hanging on my cabinet doorknob. And then if I get a lot of lids on here, I like that it kind of locks it in place. That's why I didn't tape it completely down. And it's completely pliable. Yeah. Out of all the hanging lid ideas, it was my favorite. Because I had a hanger and some duct tape. I didn't have to go get anything. Alright, let's get to cutting some beets. I don't know how I want to cut these. Because you need to clean your rims. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have our brine, and I'm learning so much from so many people, so much. And from what I'm seeing, some people are doing a 1/2 inch headspace, some are doing an inch headspace. I'm going to fill with brine, debubble, and see what I think is going to work for me. I see one jar is now at 1 inch headspace and one jar is now at a 1/2 inch headspace, and that's without debubbling. And this one's at like a 1/4 inch headspace. Pay attention, Chrissy. I'm trying. Once that narcolepsy med, I call it narc, but it's not a narcotic, it's a narcolepsy medication, kicks in, I'm going to be like an Energizer bunny. But I am going to force myself to wait on the lentil curry until I get that new gasket tomorrow. Because it's coming from Virginia. It's not coming too far from us, because I am in upstate. So it's further away than the city. But still, Virginia's not that far. Not like California or Ohio. Like Logan CGM supplies come from an Ohio warehouse. Even though I deal with a pharmacy that handles the order is in the Bronx. They ship it from an Ohio warehouse. It's just how it plays out, people. Alright, I'm going to do a little side note here. If you know a diabetic, type 1 or type 2, Logan is type 1. I highly recommend an insulin pump and a CGM. I highly recommend the only FDA approved combination of Dexcom G6 Tandem T-Slim. Dexcom G6 is the CGM, constant glucose monitor. Stays attached to the patient for 10 days. Okay. The insulin pump, depending on your doctor, the infusion set stays attached for 2 to 3 days. We do 2 days with Mr. Logan per his endocrinology prescription. Debubble. Now, the reason we do this setup and not like the Omnipod, which is very popular, or any of the others, is because this is the only FDA approved combination where the insulin pump and the CGM can talk to each other. The CGM lets the pump know his blood sugar. It takes his blood sugar every 5 minutes, and it does predictions of highs and lows. I feel the CGM has already saved us from him passing out and requiring a hospitalization because it predicted a super low, super fast, and we were able to treat super quick. When that happens and the sugar starts to drop, blood sugar starts to drop quickly, the insulin pump will stop giving his basal rate insulin. Basal rate is his constant rate to keep, like our pancreas just constantly give us insulin. His pancreas is shot for that. So it will stop giving him insulin until his sugar is in a safe range. Then, which is set by the doctor, and then it will continue. It'll pick back up on its own without us doing anything. It'll continue back up with his basal rate. Okay. We are going to do 1/2 inch. That is what I've decided. I have brine. So okay, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, not a 1/2 inch. I'm standing for this, and I'm standing on one leg because my right leg is shaking. So I'm kind of like bracing my right leg up against my left leg that's not shaking. I should put in my description of my channel that I have a neurological condition and that I struggle sometimes, but I can still do it. And if I can do it, I don't see why other people can't try, honestly. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And that was kind of my thing. I want to try. I started with this big red pot, canning extra nectarines into a low sugar, pectin-free jam. Since the pot was so big, I could, I bought one of those rubber things to put in the bottom so the jars didn't touch the bottom. And put the jars, I got some jars from Walmart. Way overpriced now that I think about it. They were cute though. And jarred up some nectarine jam. I had to do it a couple of times. I had to redo it a couple of times because I didn't cook it long enough for it to set up without pectin. Now, I'm not a big fan of pectin because of the price. That's my only bitch. But that's my bitch about a lot of grocery items. And it's a grocery item. Is the price of them. So when I'm gifted food, I utilize it, baby. Trying to think of ways to use that curry in a casserole of some way. But it's got quite a kick to it, which I like. It's not super spicy, which is, Al's thing. He likes, my sweetheart likes super spicy. One of these days I'm going to do a video on his favorite peppers that comes from his aunt, his great aunt Mary Lou, It's her recipe for canning hot Hungarian wax peppers. I have not seen a single video on canning or pickling these hot peppers. Jalapenos galore, yes. These don't seem to be very popular. And next year, next season, I'm going to try to grow them in pots on my ramp. Just kind of make it look almost decor-ish, because where I live, I'm not allowed to grow food. Only pretty flowers. Alright, half inch. That's not half an inch. Pretty flowers, certain trees, certain bushes, with permission. So, when I am gifted produce, you better believe I'm canning it now, because my freezer died a year ago and I can't freeze like I used to. Alright, they are all at a half an inch. I am done with this brine. Pot handles are not hot. Where can I stick this? Because I want to debubble one more time, but I want to bring, this is gonna suck, I want to bring my lids oiled and sanitized. Yeah, that hurt. Alright, as I can finally turn off the oven, you can hear the AC outside the window just running. Alright, we're going to debubble one more time because we added liquid. We need appropriate headspace. I just moved the pot closer to me, that's all I did. It's on one of my super burners. This is going to be a long video because I rambled. Probably going to fast forward through the ramble, or I may leave it in. I don't know. Some people are not going to be happy that I rambled. But sometimes I do that. Especially when I don't have anybody talking back to me in a conversation. I will ramble on and on. I've noticed. Get in there. Get down. Into the brine, please. Alright, where you at? We lost some headspace. Or we have too much headspace now. Perfect. Perfect. I need to find out if any of my friends like pickled beets. I only have a few friends local to me. I am a transplant. I have been in upstate New York for 13 years. And I don't have a ton of local friends. At this moment, I have a couple of best friends, very close to, and then I have more distant friends that are always on my mind, that I think about, but don't talk to often. I've made quite a few friends over the years, but, you know, the people I talk to on a daily basis is to, my sweetheart is my absolute best friend here in New York. That man's been with me through the thick and thin of getting sick, and then misdiagnosed, re-diagnosed, again a misdiagnosis, and then the local neurologist going, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're not lining up with the tests, and you haven't for 5 years now. So we're going to send you 3 hours away to a different neurologist in a different hospital network. That's the doctor that diagnosed me. I started a support group on Facebook when I did Facebook more often for my condition. I believe I started it 6 years ago. That has grown substantially. It is worldwide. It is for not only patients of my condition, but caregivers, for those with my condition, that have my condition, it's starting to become more diagnosed. Still misunderstood. Becoming more and more understood and diagnosed more often. Alright, ball lids, do not let me down. I have seen some horrific videos of them buckling. And you know, they're supposed to be like, it's ball, it's like national brand. Why do they have this weird streaking? Is that my water? Is that the boiling? The tops have this weird streaking. I don't know how to describe it. There we go. It suction cupped itself to the bottom of my pot. Alright. I'm going to have to bleach that cutting board. It is purple. It's pretty though. It's a pretty purple. And I have white yarn, and if there wasn't vinegar and sugar in my brine that's left, I would so dye that white yarn. But I used every bit of the beet juice that I strained through the sieve. And I don't know when I'll get beets again. I got lucky. I got blessed. I was praying for beets. I got beets. I had been watching YouTube canners canning up beets in the pressure canner, just plain, you know. And then watching a lot pickle them, and then water bath canning, because it is pickling. Vinegar and salt. Sugar, not a lot of salt in this. No. I looked at canning salt. I'll be honest with you. I looked at canning salt in the store. It was expensive as fuck. Pardon my language, I'm sorry. It was ridiculously expensive. Okay, I can only fit 7 pints in at a time. So 7 out of 12 going in. We'll do 5 after these are processed. I have 2 inches of water over top. We just need to bring this back up to a rolling boil. You know what? I did not write down how long they processed. Oh well. I'll look it up in a minute. What was I about to tell you about? Pickling salt. Alright. My sweetheart's great Aunt Mary Lou. Ohio woman. So, yeah. Canning is a way of life. Farm country, you know, in parts of Ohio, but where the hills start. And her solution to canning salt is actually called plain salt. The word plain? Plain. Okay, pickled beets all canned and sitting on a towel resting. Very pretty, very nice. And then check it out. 24 hard-boiled eggs in the leftover brine with some beets on top to hold them down because they want to. So that's my pickled beets. See you next time.